Okay. Up here, window. Oh, that is really right in there. Oh, now it's going to use two things. Okay. Let's hope that works. Da-da-da. Awesome. Yes, harder with cats, or possibly easier. I don't know. We'll see. More obstacles. Still trying to see if you can see me. Hold on. Like I've done this before, but okay. It's gonna be the least professional live stream ever, but okay. So there's gonna be no music. It's gonna be quiet. So, but shoveled some snow from the driveway today, and of course it's so heavy, and I'm like, I'm just sore and I want to stretch. So, okay. We are going to start with our usual way. So we're just going to take a few breaths with the arms. Inhaling the arms up, nice and tall, reaching up, and slowly exhaling down. And so just a few times. It's a good time to feel those shoulders and upper back. And kind of transitioning to a little bit of a quiet space. Or having cats and obstacles might not be as quiet, but a few times. Taking a few breaths. And again, inhaling, you can reach through the fingers, kind of really energize the arms. And then slowly floating the arms back down. And we'll do one more, just like that. Nice big inhale in. And exhaling the hands down to your knees. And we're going to do a few circles with the torso. Inhaling as you're coming forward. Exhaling as you're going back, and you can push your knees down towards the floor. You can also go slow or fast. So if you go a little slower, you might find like a little spot. It's like, that's a good spot. You can pause, right? Take a couple of breaths. You can keep moving. You can go a little faster if you're feeling energetic, but I find I like going a little slower. Just so that I can feel stuff and not pull anything. It's very warming up. And I'm going the other direction, doing a few circles. You can reach your shoulder to an opposite knee, so you're twisting a little bit. And again, kind of starting to break up a little bit, some tension in the upper back. That shoulder area. Good. And we're going to come to center. Good. And now we're going to inhale those arms up, and you're going to look up and try to stretch. And then we're going to twist to the right. Oh, it's okay. See, now I got to adjust because the screen is actually mirroring. Okay, so I gotta say the actual side I'm doing. Okay, inhaling the arms up and reach, and twisting over to one side, and then again. And when you look up, try to bring the arms as much behind your ears as you can, or behind your head. Good. We'll do one more, I think, to each side. Inhaling up and exhaling over to one side. And then again, nice big stretch. And over to the other side. Okay. Now we're going to inhale, opening the arms nice and wide. Exhaling over to the right. And inhaling, opening the arms, exhaling over to the left. And doing that a few times. So warming up, inhaling, and exhale, and reach, 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 stretching those sides. And again, stretch, stretch, stretch. Good. We'll do one more to each side. Inhale and exhale. Good. Last one. Good. Coming back to center, and we're going to hold on again to the knees. And again, because of the shoveling, we're going to do a little bit more for our backs and upper backs. So we're going to inhale, bring the chest forward and elbows back. And then exhale, rounding the back, tuck the chin in. And we'll do that a few times. Inhale, you're arching your back, chest comes forward. And then exhaling, you're rounding your back. Inhale and exhale. Now, if your back feels good and healthy, you don't have really issues, you can speed this up and go a little bit faster where it's like inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. But if that feels like too much effort, nice and slow is good too. Good. We'll do one more like that. And then we're going to hold on, bringing the hands together. So just hold on to your ankle and doing the same thing. Inhale forward, exhale, rounding the back. And doing that a few times. And that usually moves the stretch to a slightly different part of your back. So doing this a few times. Good. Okay. Let's do one more. Good. And inhale, we're gonna come on up. And so now we're just gonna take our socks off. Let's see. So there's few people watching. If you want to leave a comment, I think you have to be a subscriber. And then you can leave a comment, and I have the chat open so I can see it, just in case there's issues and you can't hear me at all. Okay. So we're gonna bring the hands behind us, opening the feet nice and wide. And we're gonna lower the knees from side to side. Inhale to center, exhale, lower to the side, trying to touch both knees to the floor, and we're just kind of warming up. So just a little bit of movement, warming up. Good. Getting some blood flow into the hips and legs. Okay, good. And we are going to come back to center, and just a little bit, we'll do the reverse table. So you're going to place your hands with the fingertips towards you, towards your hips. If that's going to be uncomfortable, you can turn your hands out. You're just going to have to see how your wrists are feeling. You can even turn your hands back. That does make it a little bit more uncomfortable on the shoulders. So, and you can also be on your fists. You can make a fist and lift up that way. So just kind of see which way it's going to work. I'm not going to sure what's going to work for me today, but we're going to have the feet a little bit of a hip width apart. So you're just going to inhale and lift, and then exhale and lower. Good. So a few times. Inhale, you want to lift. Exhale, lower. And after you lift a few times, you can also check, like, okay, so I'm lifting, it's okay. I can try and turn my hands towards the hips and see how that works. Seems okay. So again, it's nice for your shoulders. So it could be a little painful too. So no sharp pain though. Good, we'll do one more. Lift, hold for a moment. Take a breath, straight arms. And slowly lower. Good. Good. Ooh, shake off those hands. And we're gonna open the legs out to a V, pointing those toes up towards the ceiling, and we'll do a few pulses. Towards the middle, over to one side, middle again, and over to the other leg. So just doing that a few times, stretching those hamstrings. Good. Very nice. So a few times. Again, you want to avoid any pulling behind your knees, so it feels like the knees, behind the knees feels the most intense. You want to bend the knees down so there's less. So we can bend when we bend the knee when you reach towards the leg. Good. And we're going to come just to the middle. Inhaling the arms up. And just hold this for a moment. So it's going to be an active sitting pose. So again, point your toes all the way up towards the ceiling. So the feet are flexed. The legs are pushing down into the floor. And then we're trying to lift the spine. So you're sitting nice and tall. And then straightening the arms. So if you can have the arms right above the shoulders, you can do that. But you can also have them a little bit of a V. If it's like too much tension in the shoulders, to have them right above, you can have a little bit of a V. Good. And just lift yourself up, growing a little bit taller in the spine. Still breathe. Trying to get the arms in line with your ears. So not in front of you, but trying to have them in line with the ears. Good. Now one more breath. Up, up, up. And exhaling. Oh, we're just going to reach out and relax. So trying to still keep the toes up, pointing towards the ceiling, but otherwise we're just going to relax the head down, relaxing the shoulders, the arms, letting yourself hang down for a moment, taking a couple of deep breaths. You can shake your head from side to side, yes or no. And we're going to push ourselves up, hold on under the knees, bringing those legs together. And let's come to the boat pose. So hold on behind the legs. Again, we're going to sit nice and tall and just lean back, straight arms, pull the belly in. And we can do one at a time. One leg up, down, and then the other leg up and down. So we can do one at a time. And it's also a good place to just kind of like a warm up. And then we can do both. See how that feels. Flexing those toes. You can let go of your legs. If you're doing that, if you can relax that upper back a little bit, the shoulders, so you're not too tense. So again, still breathing. Strong core. If you want a little challenge, bring your legs actually towards you. Good. One more breath. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and just come forward. So we're keeping our feet away. So not close to you, but farther away. So you can just lean forward more. And of course, if you're very flexible, you can keep your feet closer, but otherwise, it's nice to have them a little bit away so you can actually lean forward with the torso. Again, letting your head relax, taking a few breaths. Relaxing those shoulders, letting your head relax and just hang down. Perfect. From here, we're going to come up and we're going to come to table. So bringing your legs back. Okay. Good. Let's see which way do I want to turn. Let's see, this way maybe. Okay. Yeah, why not? I don't know why it's this way. Hold on, maybe that way. Hopefully I don't drop the whole thing. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to be in a table. Let's do a couple of cat-cows. So we're just going to inhale and arch your back and look forward. And then exhale, round your back. And let's do that a couple of times. So nice inhale and then exhale and rounding your back. And you can even hold one of this for just a couple of breaths if it feels good. If it feels good to arch your back and kind of stretch your abdomen this way, your abdominal muscles, that might feel good. You can stay for a moment. And of course, rounding the back. You can stay like that for a little bit. You can wiggle a little bit as well from side to side if that feels good. Good, and coming back to the neutral spine. So not arching, not rounding, flat back. And we're going to do a little bit of a puppy wiggle, I guess, tail wiggle. So you're going to swing your hips to the right and look over your right shoulder. And then swing your hips to the left and look over your left shoulder. And we're going to do that a few times. So different movement of the spine. Good. Okay, and last one. Good, and back to center. We're gonna pause for a moment, sit back on your heels, kind of shake off your wrists for a moment. Good, let's as well. So we're gonna come up onto the knees, placing the hands down on the floor with the fingertips towards you. You're trying to have your wrists face the front of your mat, gonna be parallel to your mat. Okay, so we're gonna pour the weight into our hands. So the weight is on your hands. And then if you can sit back a little bit. So that will stretch your forearms. Okay, and you're trying to, with the wrists, it's kind of funny because there can be fairly sharp pain. It shouldn't be stabbing pain, but sometimes it really hurts. I had to kind of work myself up back to this after letting this go for a bit, and it improved. So definitely don't do anything if it feels too uncomfortable. So you might need to start with just having kind of like your weight on your wrists like this when you're directly above your hands. And then sitting back would be like the next step. And of course, if you have a lot of flexibility, you can also just bend your elbows and increase the stretch that way if you need to. Okay, so from this we are going to come out of it, and you're going to turn your hands and you're just going to make fists. Oh, and put your fists down into the floor, pour some weight into them, and we'll stretch the other part. You're going to take one at a time and put the back of your, let's say, left hand down onto the floor, and you're going to try and straighten the arm, which I cannot do. So that's okay. You just have the back of your hand down onto the floor and just putting the weight kind of on it might give you enough of a, I don't even know if it's really stretching, it's more like a functional movement. So take a moment. Good. And then we're gonna make a fist with that, and then the right hand, putting the back of the right hand down into the floor. And again, you can try and straighten the arm, or you can just have like the back of the hand down onto the floor. Just a little bit of weight. And take a moment on this. Couple of breaths. One side will always be different than the other. Okay, again, we're gonna make fists. Awesome. And now just coming up onto your knees. And we're gonna hold on, placing the hands on your hips. And you're gonna imagine the straight line from the top of your head down to your knees. And we are going to do a little bit for the core again. So this whole abdominal area in your back, this whole part of muscles. We are going to, you can tuck your toes under for a little bit more support. So we're going to inhale, exhale, and you're going to lean back from the hips and pull yourself back up. So inhale, let's say exhale as you go back, and then back forward. So we're not trying to bend, right? You're not doing this. You're leading with your hips and doing that a few times. Can feel a little intense at the knees. So again, don't do too much. But a few of those. It doesn't have to go far. It will get better. Good, we'll do one more. Perfect. Okay, from this we're going to come back. Bring the hands slightly farther away from you. We're going to lift into down dog. So tuck those toes and lift up. And then just walking the heels in place a few times. Another great place to stretch your back and your shoulders. I like to do with both feet. Inhale, lift the heels off. And then as you exhale, try to push the heels down towards the floor. And doing that a couple of times. Inhale, lift. And then exhale and down. And maybe last one like that. Good. And then we're going to take little steps and come all the way forward towards the front of your mat. Coming forward, forward, forward. And let's see. Here we go. And hang down here for a moment. You can your knees soft, don't lock your knees, and you can just kind of sway the torso from side to side, letting your arms hang down. And then again, soften the knees, and we're gonna roll the spine all the way up. Oh, exhaling the shoulders down. Hopefully not in cameras. I don't have enough space. Okay, so we're gonna stand up all the way. Maybe this way. Okay, good. So standing up in the front of your mat. We're gonna line up the feet that are under the hips or they're fist width apart. So if you make a fist, put it between your feet, and there you are. Okay, so we're gonna take a moment to relax your shoulders down, almost as if you're trying to also reach your fingertips down towards the floor. So the arms are kind of active, shoulders relaxed. Standing nice and tall. And then we're gonna inhale those arms up and look up, and then exhaling, diving down. Inhale, look forward, straight back. Then I'm gonna soften the knees and step the right leg back, and we're gonna lift into warrior one. Good. And let's start with just hands on knees. And your right foot, you can be on your toes, or you can put the heel down, but you're trying to have your hips face forward to the front of your space, and relaxing the shoulders down. If you're feeling not super stable, then I would keep the hands on hips and just focus on like one spot that is not moving. If you are feeling fairly stable, you can bring the hands to the back. So you can hold on to your forearms or the elbows if you can, but forearms is a good place too. So you're trying to shrug the shoulders down and bring the shoulder blades close together in the back. And that will naturally give you a little bit of arch in your spine. So if you want to continue it, you can look up. So lean back a little bit, look up, keeping that left knee bent, taking a couple of breaths. Feeling those legs nice and strong. We're going to come out in just a moment. So one more breath. And we're going to release the hands down, step back into down dog again. Oh, give yourself a moment to relax here. Just kind of walk the heels. If you need to, you can also come down to child and relax there. But we're actually going to switch in just a moment and do the other side. So if you are in down dog, make sure to take a moment, just let your head hang down and just kind of shake your head yes or no, kind of look from side to side and up and down to relax the neck a little bit. And then we're going to look forward and we're going to take the right foot and step all the way forward. So take your time to get there and lift up when you're ready. Oh, wall is handy. Okay, so we're going to bend that right knee. And again, you can be on your left toes or you can put the heel down, but you are trying to have the hips face forward. And the same thing, you can keep the hands on your hips if you're feeling a little wobbly. And then if you're feeling really stable, you can hold on to your forearms behind your back or the elbows. And a few breaths. And if you like looking up, it's a good time, but you're trying to lengthen your spine. So you're lengthening as you lean back and look up. Taking a few deep breaths. Or trying to slow down the breath. Okay, one more nice deep breath. And we're going to look forward. We're going to release. We're going to bring the hands down. You're going to come down to the floor. And we're going to take a little break. So we're going to open the knees a little bit and go back into child. So letting yourself settle in. You can have your hands in the front. So you can rest your forehead down. Especially if you already had dinner and you don't want to be too squished. It's nice to be a little elevated. But you also, of course, can just put the forehead down to the floor. You can bring your arms back. So just seeing which way is more comfortable for you to relax and take a few breaths. Okay, from here we're going to do a couple of tricep dips. Okay, so we're going to bring the feet, sorry, not the feet, the knees. We're going to bring the knees in line with our hips. The arms are in front of you, nice and stretched. So we're going to inhale, come to table. You might need to bring your hands a little closer. And then as you exhale, the elbows go back, the chest comes between the hands. And then again, inhale up to table, exhaling back to child. We're going to do this a few times. So inhale table, exhale chest between the hands, your bum stays up in the air. Inhale up, exhale back. So a few times like that. We're not going to do too many of them. And you don't have to go all the way down. You can just bend the elbows a little bit. Don't want to do too much, especially if you already did some snow shoveling. Or it might be coming tomorrow, I don't know. So just a little bit. And back up. And off you go. And we'll do one more. Good. And then we are going to stretch. So you're going to bring your arms slightly farther away. We're going to do that puppy stretch. So your hips are behind your knees, but you're not all the way on your feet. And you're going to bring the forehead down on the floor. So all your weight is still in your lower body. If you feel like you are forward too much and all your weight is kind of like you're tumbling forward onto your forehead, then your bum is too high up and you're going to bring it back. So your belly is going to rest on your legs, your head down to the floor, and it should be a nice stretch for your upper back. You can roll a little bit from side to side on your forehead, shifting the stretch into one shoulder and then the other shoulder. Perfect. From here, we're going to come up again, and we are going to lift into down dog. And then taking little steps and walking all the way forward to the front of your mat. Hang down here for a moment. And then we are going to squat, but you're going to lift up onto your toes. So coming up onto your toes. Good. Heels are in the air. Ooh. Finding a spot to focus on. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart. And we're going to lift up in 3 different parts, if you can. And trying to keep the heels off the floor the whole time. So we're going to lift just a little bit off your heels. Okay. This one is the most intense one, I think. And then we're going to lift, just a little bit more. Okay. If you need to, you can lift all the way. Trying to stay on your toes. And then a little bit more. Again, staying on your toes. And then all the way up. Whew, good. And heels down. Good. And shake off your arms. Shake off the legs. Good. Then, I thought it would be good, since we're going to be walking in all that little icy patches tomorrow, that we are going to work a little bit on our ankles. So, with that, first we're going to work on our balance and the ankles. And that one's always funny, okay? So, we're going to stand, again, feet just, under the hips. You're going to inhale, lift up onto your toes with the arms up. And then as you exhale, you're going to rock back, lift your toes so you're on your heels, arms are forward, and try not to fall. And we're going to do that a few times. You're going to lift onto your toes, toe, and then lifting the toes off the floor. Yeah, try not to do that. Good. So just doing this a few times. It is very simple, but really hard to do. Okay, so just doing that a few times. It does get better if you do it more regularly, but okay. Almost getting there. I feel like I'm cheating. I'm going too fast. Okay, last one like this. Okay, good. Shake out the arms. So we are going to do a little bit of walking on our toes. So just coming up to your toes and walk on your toes to the front of your mat and the back of your mat. Good. You can do a little walk around the room if you have space. Good. Okay. So we did the toe walking. Now the next we're going to do the heel walking, which is way easier than balancing on our heels. So lifting toes, right? And just walking on your heels. So on your heels and going back. And I feel like that one you really start to feel in your calf muscles. But anyway, walk. Ooh, just on the heels. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to walk on the outer edges of the feet, right? The pinky sides. So, rolling your feet, if you can, right? Obviously, if your ankles do not do that, then you can try something different. But otherwise, we're going to walk on just the outer part of the foot. Again, trying to strengthen the ankle so that hopefully you don't roll it. And again, there's a lot of uneven walking in the winter. There's little ice, there's like little snow. You saw it was soft, but there's ice under it. So it's kind of easy to roll the ankle. So we're trying to prevent that by strengthening the ankles. Okay. Ooh, legs are getting tired. Okay. So the last one, we are going to walk on the inner part of the foot. It's going to be a little funny, so step your feet a little bit wider. You're going to have to bend the knees and just do your best. You're trying to lift the outer edges, right, the pinky sides off and walk on the big toe part of the foot, like that inner part. And see where you're feeling this. I'm feeling it in my knee for whatever reason. So kind of strengthens that whole area. Okay, just a little bit more. Almost there. Almost there. Whew. Okay. Oh, I think that's good. Whew. Okay. Shake off your feet. Good. Okay. I think that's enough walking. We are going to do a triangle and then a stretch from that, I think. We'll see how we're going to pull this together. So, in order for me to off your space, then we're going to step the left foot back in a way that's comfortable, okay? So here's what we're going to do actually before we step it. I'm going to do it one more time. So you're going to line up your feet, right? So that they're under your hips. So they're not together. And then when you step back, you're trying to have still a little bit of space between your feet this way so that they're not in the same line. Okay, and we're going to keep the legs straight. So your right foot's pointing straight forward. The left foot is like 45-degree angle. But your hips, you're going to take your hips, you're going to turn them so that they're still facing forward. Okay? Don't lock your knees. but keep the leg straight. We're going to take that right arm. You're going to reach forward. At the same time, you're bringing that right hip back. You're going to pause here. So, the right foot, the toe is pushing down into the floor. The left foot is pushing down into the floor. Good. The abs are engaged, your core muscles, keeping you in place. And then from here, we'll take that right hand down into your shin. Now, if you can slide it down towards your foot. But if your back is rounding, and only you will know it because I can't see it, right? If your back is rounding, you're like this. So you're reaching down with the round. Just lift up a little higher so that your back can be straight. Okay? So we're going to try and keep the hips where they are. So you're not turning the hips. You're turning your upper body, okay, to face that left side. And then from there, you can take the left arm and lift it up towards the ceiling. But your hips are still not turning. Okay? And taking a few breaths there. If it's too much for the left arm to be up, and it bothers your shoulder, you can bring it at your lower back. Okay, and you're just trying to turn from there. Taking a few breaths. Good, good, good. And you can look down on the floor, you can look straight in front of you, and you can look up towards the ceiling. It really depends on how comfortable your neck is. You don't want to have too much tension. So finding a good spot. Okay, we're going to be done with that. So we're going to bend that right knee, bring the hands down towards the floor. Okay, and we're going to lift into high lunge. So now you're going to be on your left toes. And then from here, we are going to rock back and forth. And then you're going to step all the way forward. Okay, very good. A little bit. Okay, and now you're going to put all your weight into your left leg and take that right leg up behind you. Okay, flexing that right foot so that the toes are facing down. And be on your fingertips. You're trying to have your spine and your right leg be parallel to the floor. Okay. Imagine that you're reaching something behind you with your right leg. It's nice and engaged. If you're feeling really ambitious today, you can lift your hands off the floor. I'm not really feeling ambitious today, so I'm going to keep them down. Good. One more big breath. And then we're going to take that right foot, step it down again, just a couple of feet behind the left. You're going to shift the weight even between both feet. Bring your hands with you there. So your hands are now on either side of the left foot. And the knees are soft. And just relaxing the torso down. So this is a stretch for your left hamstring. So that's where you should be feeling it. Okay. Taking a couple of breaths. Again, letting yourself relax here. Soften the knees. If it's like way too much pulling everywhere, just soften the knees more. And again, when you're hanging down, you can kind of shake your head yes and no, kind of turn it from side to side a bit, letting the neck relax. Good. And we're going to bend both knees quite a bit and push yourself back up. Oh, good. And breathe. Now you're upright. Very good. We're going to come back to the front of your space and we're going to do the triangle on the other side. So we're at the front. Again, the feet are not together. There is a little bit of space. We're going to take the right foot, step it back. But again, make sure that they're not in exactly the same line, so there's a little space between them. Okay, both legs are straight. Left toes forward, right toes about 45 degrees. And you feel like you're still in control of your legs, right? So don't step too far. Okay, we're gonna turn the hips forward to the front. Taking the left arm, reach it forward, and we're gonna pause here. So your core is engaged, legs are straight. The left foot, left big toe pushes down, the knee is not locked. Couple of breaths. And taking that left hand down to your shin somewhere, depending how the side's doing. We're going to keep the hips where they are, and just the upper body is going to turn towards the right. So turning that upper body towards the right. You can take the right arm up towards the ceiling, or again, you can bring it at your lower back and just trying to twist from there. Taking a few breaths. Okay, one more breath. And we're gonna bring the hands down, bend that left knee a little bit, come up to a high lunge. So now you're gonna be on your right toes, right? The heel is off. You're gonna rock back and forth a little bit and step all the way forward. And now all the weight is gonna go into your right foot. Let's see where I'm at. And we're gonna lift the left leg up behind you. And taking a few breaths. So you're gonna look down, right, at your left foot. Make sure that your toes are pointing down. So they will have a tendency to point to the side, but you want them pointing down. Point down, your hips are even. Trying to be on your fingertips with the torso parallel to the floor. That left leg is parallel to the floor. Couple of breaths. Again, if you're feeling strong today, you can lift the hands off the floor. But now I'm just gonna hang down. Okay. And another breath. And we're gonna take that left foot, step it just a couple of feet behind the right. Shift all your weight between both feet even. Hands come on either side of your right foot. Okay. Softening the knees a little bit and just relaxing the torso down. So this is now a stretch for your right hamstring, the back of the leg there on the right. So letting yourself relax and hang down. Meant to be a resting pose. So try not to struggle too much. Okay, and we're gonna bend both knees quite a bit and lift yourself all the way up, relaxing the shoulders down. God, it always reminds me of the Terminator coming out from that bowl of lightning, whatever it was. Anyway, so with that, we're gonna come back and we're going to relax. So we're gonna come down on the floor, trying to figure out which way we're gonna come to the floor. I think we will try pigeon, okay? So we'll do the pigeon pose. If you can't do the full pigeon, you can do the one on your back, right? So if you're doing pigeon on your back, we're going to lie back, You're gonna make like a number 4 with your legs, and then just bring them in towards you and relax that way. Okay, and then when I tell you, you will switch. So we can do that. And if you want to do the full pigeon, we'll start with the right leg, okay? So for the pigeon, you're going to come to table. You're going to take your right knee, bring it forward towards your right hand, okay? The right foot comes a little bit to the left, and you're going to settle yourself down, 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 okay? And then you can just relax. We're going to bring the forearms forward. You can bring, stack your hands together, one on top of the other, and just relax. And taking a few breaths. I'm going to just move my laptop while you're doing that. I'm just going to move it and see if it's going to do that on the floor. Now that we're down on the floor again. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. So we're going to come down, hands, resting and relaxing. So really just trying to relax. You can wiggle your hips a little bit from side to side, but this would be like a micro movement. You're not really like swaying per se, but that might feel good, just like a tiny bit. But it might also be good to just relax and not have to do anything. You're going to try and settle your torso down towards the floor as much as you can, and taking a few breaths. Now, your right hip is going to be in the air for most people, and that is okay because you are just trying to have your hips be parallel to the floor, okay? So now I'll probably show on the other side might be a little easier, but like right now my right hip is in the air. For me to get it down, I would have to kind of push myself into the right side, but then my hips are not parallel to the floor, right? My left hip is facing up. So it's more important to just keep the hips even to the floor. So taking a few breaths, and you need to manage your pain levels. So if you're kind of like hanging just above the floor and it's super painful and you cannot take a breath, then, and you cannot relax, because sometimes we can have, when we are doing something, we can have this initial pain because there's tension and whatnot. But if you have taken a couple of like relaxing breaths where you felt like, okay, I took a full breath and I exhaled in a relaxed manner, and I'm still really uncomfortable and still really painful, then you should do the version on the back. Okay, and come back and revisit and like work up to this. So just being gentle with your body. Okay, so that was enough talking. We are going to lift up from this. So if you're doing it on the floor, you don't lift. But if you are on the floor, I mean, if you're doing this pigeon, you're going to lift yourself up. You're going to bend that left knee. Oops. Fall over, possibly. Yep. So we're going to bend that left knee and find the ankle. Okay. Now, if you're doing this and you have fallen over, that one's okay. If you are lying on the floor on your back, if you are lying on your back, then you would do the same thing. You would like roll over to one side and grab your ankle or whatever foot. You are trying to stretch the front of your left leg, the quadricep muscles. So after you find your ankle, you can push yourself back up. If that's like, oh, that is too much, you can go back and relax. So taking a few breaths. We're getting close to the end there. So one more big breath. And we're going to do the other side. So letting this go and switch. So if you're lying on your back, you can just switch to the other leg And on this pigeon, we're going to do the left knee forward towards your left hand. The foot comes out to the right, and settling yourself down. Trying to bring that right foot back behind you as much as you can, getting down towards the floor. And taking a few breaths here again, letting yourself relax. Trying to breathe into the belly. Stretching that left hip. I think for most people, it's the left hip that gives them trouble. And one more deep breath. And we're going to come up. And again, if you're on your back, you're just going to roll over to one side. And we're going to find that right ankle. Bring the heel towards your hip. After you found your ankle, if you want to lift up again, and do it this way in a little bit more intense stretch, you can do that. Or you can just kind of stay on that left hip and just taking a few breaths. Stretching the front of the right leg. Perfect. One more deep breath. And we're going to let that go. And then you can just swing your leg forward and we're going to lie back down. So you can just roll back or you can do it a little slower. Tucking the chin in and then just slowly rolling the spine down as far as you will get to. Okay. And then down, 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 down. And you can hug the knees into the chest. You can roll a little bit from side to side now. You can do little circles with your legs. Well, with your knees, little circles with your knees. Kind of shifting the weight from the lower back to the tops of the glutes. And changing the direction for the circle can feel nice. It's like a nice, gentle, rolling massage. Good. And then we're going to hug the right knee into the chest and stretch the left leg out on the floor. And we're just going to hug the right knee as much as you can. And a couple of deep breaths. You want to inhale into the belly and feel that belly push against that right leg. And then exhale, relax. And again, inhale, that belly will push against the leg. Exhale, relax. And then we're going to switch sides. So the right leg on the floor, hugging that left knee into the chest, into the side of the body, kind of really giving it a nice squeeze. Inhale into the belly, that belly will lift against the leg. Exhale and relax. And again, inhale. And exhale. Good. And for our final resting pose, we're going to do it a little differently because we're kind of actually, there's never enough time. So we're going to just relax. So you're going to lie down on the floor, trying to make sure that the tailbone's fairly flat, The lower back is relaxed. If it doesn't feel too comfortable, you always can bend the knees and just do it that way, letting the knees fall into one another. And then wiggling the upper back for a moment, letting the shoulder blades be flat against the floor. With the arms slightly away from the body, palms facing up, fingers relaxed. And this time we are just going to take 3 breaths. So you're going to inhale to count of 4, exhale to count of 8. Nice and slow. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And doing 2 more like that. So going at your own pace. Settling the nervous system. One more time. Okay, and we're going to stretch the arms overhead. Nice big stretch. Again, bending the knees. And now roll over to the left. Take 1 deep breath like this. And then pushing ourselves back up. Coming back to a seated position. So we're just going to cross the legs. If that works, so you can also just stretch them out. Does not matter for this at all. We're going to bring the hands together in front of the heart. Sit up nice and tall. And breathing into the belly. Inhaling into the belly. Exhaling, pulling the belly in towards the spine. Keeping the chest relaxed when you do this. So just for practice. And then you can deepen the breath. When this feels comfortable and easy, then inhaling into the belly, continuing to breathe in all along the torso and into the chest. And then exhaling from the chest, from the torso, pulling the belly in towards the spine. And then bringing to mind a person you care about, or thinking about yourself. Or for extra bonus points, thinking about somebody you don't like. And you can repeat the blessing in your mind or just listen to the words. May you be happy as I wish to be happy. May you be healthy as I wish to be healthy. May you be full of joy as I wish to be joyful. And may you be free from suffering as I wish to be free. Letting that intention for loving kindness sink into the body, to every cell, bringing joy and vitality, hope, and then radiating that loving kindness all around you so that you can feel it and people around you can feel it as well. And we're going to take a nice big breath in and then exhaling through the mouth with a ah. Okay, we'll do that again. And that's also supposed to settle the nervous system, so we'll do it one more time. Blessings. Okay, we have made it. Thank you for coming and sticking with this, and hopefully I'll see you next week in person. Okay. And if you liked it, you can also let me know in the comments and maybe we'll do it again. Who knows? Okay. Bye-bye.